Roger that.
Well, I even hear the PUO. I hear Lee also from over here in Bulverde. So good morning, Brian.
Yeah, good morning, Cliff. W5PIX, WB5DRI. Yeah, you're sounding good there in Bulverde also, Cliff.
Roger that. Well, I got you locally also, and I just brought SDR2 up to turn Georgia off because I couldn't hear that Tennessee station that Mike was trying to pick up. Georgia Lumpkin there, so I switched over here to Utah right now.
N5BE, WA6LJS.
WA6LJS and 5B. Good morning, John.
Good morning. I noticed Sparky is in there, KF7GJO, so go ahead and put him in there, over.
Okay, very good. Thank you, John. 57, John, WA6LJS, W4PUO.
Yeah, good morning, Lee. W4PUO, WA6LJS. You're only about an S7 right now, locally, over.
QSL. Frequency is in use, thank you.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. Yeah, good morning, Bob. K4YDB, WB5DRI. Sounding good, Bob.
Dittos there, Brian. Good morning to you, and Don is on the list at the top, you see, and I'll bring him in this morning. K4YDB.
Okay, Bob, real fine. I appreciate that. Well, let's go ahead and start this thing up. We're pretty close to the top of the hour. Good morning to all, and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Air Force's Flyers Club net. This net meets on this frequency, 14.29 every day of the year, normally starting up about this time, 1000 Central Time. This time of the year, of course, 1500 Zulu. The Flyers Club consists of military aviation members, both active and retired, and veterans of all the military services, to include pilots, air crew, ground crew, air traffic controllers, missile crews, support crews, and anyone involved with military aviation from all of the air branches of all of our military services. We also very much like to welcome visitors to the net and you do not need to be involved with the military or aviation in order to check in. Our purpose is to promote fellowship between those radio amateurs who devoted a portion of their lives to support our air forces. This is a control net. We like to use the words contact, relay, check-in, or info to contact net control. We also have a website at Air Forces Plural, Flyers Plural, Club.org, which has a lot of good information about our net, and also an online application if you would like to join, but that's not necessary in order to check in. We also have one of our members, K4YDB, who is running a live stream of the net on YouTube, and his call sign is K4YDB. If you put in his call sign, it will bring up the live stream for you. There. And we also have a question, or maybe a couple of questions sometimes, of the day, and today is, we have one. Again, my call sign is WB5DRI. My name is Brian, and I'm located down here in San Antonio, Texas, in South Central Texas, in the Alamo City. Our format for this net is we take check-ins, and then we go down the list, allowing each station to give their reports, and then we go back for a second 73 round if there's time. And usually on Saturdays we have a little more time, and usually a long list. We'll see how that goes this morning, but welcome to the net. At this time, I will stand by for any additional check-ins over the air. And you can also check in on NetLogger with our net. This is WB5DRI. Please call now, members or guests. Whiskey Zero Radio Charlie Hotel. Good morning. Is that Rich, I think?
Yes, sir. This is Rich in Colorado. IWX at this present time is 69 degrees, looking like we're going to get 90 degrees and no precipitation. Top of the morning to you with a hot cup of coffee. I hope you can receive me fine.
I'm copying you almost an S9 also, Rich. Good signal into San Antonio. Good to hear you this morning, and we got you on the list there. Whiskey Zero RCH. Very good. Thanks for joining us this morning. Break, let me get a call out. John, WA6LJS, could you put out a call for us, please, sir, from Hamul?
Wilco, this is WA6LJS relay for net control for the Saturday morning Air Force Flyers net. We're looking for check-ins, either visitors or members called out. All's quiet out west. Brian, back to net.
Okay, thank you, John. Let's see, Charlie, are you able to put out a call for us this morning? K4YDB, could you please put out a call? WB5DRI.
I'll give it a try. This is K4YDB relaying for net control. We're looking for check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club net. Members or guests, please call now. I'm not hearing anything, Brian.
Well, I hear a Kilo Bravo 7, but you're way down in the mud for me. Does anybody copy that Kilo Bravo 7 station?
I didn't hear that 7s.
Oh, I think it's Justin, KB7LAK. Justin, do you need to be a short timer?
I didn't hear Justin.
We'll put Justin on the list there, Lee, if you would, please. KB7LAK. We got you on the list, Justin. Okay, let's go ahead and start this thing up. I do have a question, and it's out there on the live stream. And if you've been paying attention to the aviation news this week, this will be maybe a softball question here. Anyway, it's kind of interesting possibly for those of you who may not have seen this item or heard about this. But the first question is, what U.S. Air Force aircraft completed its first westbound circumnavigation of the world this week? And the possible answers are Alpha, Boeing B-52 Stratofortress, Bravo, Lockheed Martin C-5M Super Galaxy, Charlie, Boeing KC-46A Pegasus Tanker, Delta, McDonnell Douglas, Boeing C-17 Globemaster III. And for extra credit, on the second question, what was this mission called? Was it called A, Project Magellan, B, Project Endeavor, Charlie, Project Sunrise Sunset, Delta, Project Golden Hind? Those are the questions this morning. Does anybody need any repeats on the questions? Over. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Bob, if you could bring in Don, that'd be great. I appreciate that. K0ZNC, Don, good morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Hope you had a good 4th.
K1BOB here, and Don, you're up for the net. Go ahead, Don.
Fine, thanks, Bob. Thank you. Good morning to all flyers out there. I guess we're all recovered or pretty well recovered from the July 4th holiday. I know they are around here. The festivities just kind of slowed down, and it was quiet last night. Didn't hear a lot of popping of firecrackers going on. My things are pretty well set for the rest of the year. Firecracker-wise, they're all shot. Really nice day brewing out there today. Current temperature is 72. With a high of 90 degrees, the weatherman said. And unfortunately, he says it's no chance for rain today. So that puts us in the final watch category again. Well, let's say relative to the question, I have absolutely no idea. Put me down as usual for Charlie out when in doubt on the first question, and I don't even remember what the second question was. Put me down for Charlie out there also. I guess that's about it. I do have a scheduled event here that's going to take place later on. I'm not sure whether it's going to happen at 73 time or not. Give me a shout. With that, we'll turn it back to you, Brian. WB5DRI, K1BOB, K0ZNC.
K1BOB, back to net.
Okay, real fine, Don, K0ZNC, WB5DRI. Well, good to hear you this morning, Don, and glad you had a good 4th, and I got your answers there as Charlie. So we'll see how that comes out, and I'll give you a call on the 73 round. Thanks for joining us this morning. Break with you. Let's go to... Ray is the next one on the list. I guess Lee got moved down on the list, but let's go with Ray out in New Jersey. WB2JJO. Good morning, Ray. I hope you had a good 4th. You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Okay, Ray, very fine. WB2JJO, WB5DRI. Well, good to hear you, Ray. And I'm hearing you pretty well on the radio this morning, about 5.5, 5.6, something like that. So, very good. And I got you down for Charlie for the answers there. That would be the Pegasus tanker and Project Sunrise Sunset. So we'll see how that comes out. Let's go ahead and move on, break with you. Let's go to John out in Hamul, WA6LJS. John, good morning. Thanks for the help this morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Okay, Brian, good morning. WB5DRI, this is WA6LJS. Good morning to the net. Today is going to be another hot one out here. We're already up to 67 degrees, clear sky, not a cloud in the sky, and plenty of sunshine today. And you're not your usual strength, but you're a solid S9 here. And I heard so far. I've heard everybody on the local receiver here. Let's see, your question, well, I'm going to follow the lemming on the first one, Charlie, let me put Alpha for the second one, so put me down for Pegasus and Magellan, and other than that, I'll be here to the bottom, WB5DRI, WA6LJS.
Okay, John, very good, WA6LJS, WB5DRI. Well, you're sounding good here, John. You're solid, pretty much a solid S9 with me. So good to hear you this morning, and got you down for Charlie and Alpha. So we'll see how that comes out. But let's go ahead and move on. Break with you. Let's go to my neighbor to the north, my near neighbor, W5PIX in Bulverde, Texas. Good morning, Cliff, and regards to Miss Bonnie there. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
W5DRI, W5PIX. Well, thank you for the kind words there, Brian, and I will tell Miss Bonnie. And, boy, I'll tell you what, I don't keep up with any Air Force stuff, but I don't know, Charlie and Delta, because I know the C-17, well, it's been around a while, but it'd be one of them two, of Charlie or Delta, that seems like my Navy brethren there, JJO, I think we'll go Charlie and Charlie also. I really have no idea, but Operation Sunrise Sunset makes a whole lot of sense because, I have flown from Guam and left before I landed, so, time change and all that back to San Francisco. Boy, I'll tell you what, beautiful morning here, and John, I'll tell you what, you can come on down here and enjoy the high temperatures. We'll be more than happy to share them with you. Yesterday was 102, then we got up into some storms north up there in Fort Worth, Dallas area, and had KG5PTE right with me yesterday, and coming back we stopped in Hillsboro, and the temperature had dropped down to 69 degrees. Here we are, the 5th of July, and walking in 69-degree weather yesterday, which was very nice and comfortable, and then heading south. And our hurricane, that everybody's watching. Well, I got to go to Corpus and then down to the valley, the Brownsville and McAllen and area there. And, well, looks like we're going to get missed according to the predictions there. So we might see a little bit of rain around the Corpus. I was hoping it would come up a little bit west of Corpus Christi so we could benefit from it, but, well, Mother Nature's playing an unusual game there of no or deny. So anyways, and PUO better buckle down because it's going to be headed his way for some high water. So, and I don't know how much they're going to get, but it looks like it's going to go in between Corpus Christi and Houston there. So anyway, up in that general vicinity, so anyways, Bellevue might get a few more drops of water before we get any anyways. But anyway, Brian, good question. And I see that somebody actually got a picture of me working on my old truck, and well, that's kind of funny to look at, but anyways, no head on it at that point there, just my head. Anyways, back to you, Brian, and good question, and like I said, I have no idea, but I guess I'll go Charlie. Anyways, back to you, WB5DRI, W5PIX.
Okay, Cliff, W5PIX, WB5DRI. Well, very good, Cliff. And good to hear you this morning, and glad everything is going well for you there, and I hope you don't get into too much bad weather when you do make that trip down to the valley there, but I'm hoping that storm does bring us some welcoming rain. We'll have to see what happens for San Antonio, but sometimes those storms, of course, as you know, get up here, but we're hoping for a little bit of rain out of it. But anyway, got your answers there, Cliff. Charlie, so let's go ahead and move on. Let's go to our net logger station this morning up in Arlington, Texas. N5BE. Good morning, Lee, and thanks for all your fine help with net logger this morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI N5BE. Well, good morning, Brian, and good morning to the net. Yeah, I think I've moved from appliance operator to somewhere just above that. So appreciate everyone's patience, and my grateful thanks to John and Mike for holding my hand and patting me on the shoulder and giving me some assurance. So thank you so much, guys. Boy, I'm following John here. I'm going to go Charlie Alpha. Only because Magellan makes sense, and I'm thinking the Air Force wants to showcase their new tanker, and it is probably, I'm assuming it was a PR stunt, but maybe with a mission involved, who knows? But I'm gonna go with Charlie Alpha today, Brian. So mark me down, and we'll see you on the 73 round. WB5DRI N5BE.
Okay, Lee, very good. N5BE, WB5DRI. Well, we got you down for Charlie and Alpha, Lee, so we'll see how that comes out. And sure is good to have you out there this morning, helping us out with net logger, and always look forward to hearing you here on the radio. So, break with you. Let's go on to our commander this morning up in Idaho, K4YDB, who's probably recovering from a wonderful fourth with all of his family and his kids and grandkids there. K4YDB, WB5DRI. Good morning again, Bob.
Good morning, Brian. K4YDB. Good morning, everybody. All the flyers there. Yeah, I know I'm still going through trauma here. They're still here for another day or so. They're all heading up to the hot springs today, about 12 minutes up the road. They have a very nice spa a few years back. It's very, very nice. It's historic hot springs. Dating back to the 1800s, but they made a totally new facility there. It's very, very nice. A huge hot spring pool, and they'll even serve you drinks out there. Let's see. Well, good question. I was doing a proverbial scratching my head here for a bit, but then I realized all these are old aircraft except for one. And one of the aircraft is the one you're about the only one that talks about it, I think. And so I go, voila, it had to be that new aircraft. Yeah, they're trying to do stuff like that. So I did not read anything about this. I didn't know it. I think that's going to be my answer, the Pegasus tanker. Answer Charlie. On the extra credit, well, what goes with navigation? It had to be Magellan. Who hasn't had a Magellan GPS? I've had a few of them. So I'm going to go with A. Seems to be a pretty good answer here with the folks. So Charlie, I loved Clifford, your comment when you said you left before you landed. I know what you meant, but I thought it was funny. I always left before I landed. K4YDB, back to net.
Okay, Bob. K1BOB, WB5DRI. Well, very good, Bob. Always good to hear you there. And I'm glad your family is getting to enjoy the historic hot springs there, not far from Boise. I didn't realize there were some up there, but that kind of makes sense. Actually, because of, I guess, I'm thinking of the volcanic activity that you have up there in the Northwest and different places. So, anyway, got your answer there, Bob. It's Charlie and Alpha, so very good. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's go to another one of our net control stations and another one of our net loggers. Whiskey 5, Echo November Zulu, Chief Mike up in near Oklahoma City there. Mike, good morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Okay, WB5DRI, WW5ENZ. Yeah, I had so many things going here. I had to turn off some stuff. So let's see. It's kind of a nice day today. We started out this morning at 60 degrees. Wow, that was the first time in a couple of weeks that we were that low in the morning. Although, right now we're back up to 95, so it's short-lived. Anyway, I had to go crawl up on the roof today because I make sure the dryer vent worked. Because my wife said she had a kind of a warning light or something on these new dryers. So I had to go in and clear out any of the stuff in the vent. Anyway, I hate to do that, but I survived it. It didn't fall off the roof. That's always good. As far as the question goes, let's see. This is an interesting one, but I think I'm going to go with Charlie. I think a lot of other folks have picked that. KC46. And I'm going to say A, Magellan. So it'll be a CA, and very interesting. I think that flight must have taken about 45 hours from what I remember. Anyway, everybody take care. I'll be here at the bottom, and just kind of keeping an eye on stuff. And Lee is doing a fantastic job. So all I'm doing is cleaning up some of the little notes and stuff, and then saving off the records. But everything's looking good. So, okay, everybody take care, and I'll see you at the 73 round. WW5ENC, turning it back to WB5DRI.
Okay, real fine, Mike. WW5ENZ, WB5DRI. Well, I got you down for Charlie and Alpha there, Mike, and glad it's not too hot for you guys. I think we're going to be below the century mark today, only to about 97, and I think we're up in the low 80s right now, but we're still hoping for some rain. Anyway, I got your answers. So let's go ahead and move on. Break with you. Let's go to John out in Peoria, Arizona. Good morning, John, and hope all is well with you and your family there. W7AJN, WB5DRI. Good morning.
WB5DRI, W7AJN. Good morning, Brian. Good morning to all the flyers out there on the net. Leon, you're doing a great job on this. Keeping everything straight. Thanks for doing that. And let's see, the girls are doing fine here. Everybody's kind of healthy, so we're okay in that area. Let's see, yesterday instead of I saw 115 yesterday. Yesterday afternoon about 4 o'clock. It's up to 115. I hope it won't be there today. We're predicted to be at 112. 32% humidity. So it's again indoor sports. So that's it. On the question, Brian, I'm going to go with Charlie, the KC-46A, and following everybody else to know what they're talking about, keep going. So this is W7AJN, and I'll be here for a while. Let's see, W5DRI, W7AJN.
Okay, John, very good. W7AJN, WB5DRI. Well, hope it's not too hot for you there today. At least you have low humidity, so that extreme heat that you guys get is a little more bearable than it would be if you had high humidity, which we sometimes get a little bit higher humidity, much higher than you have there in Arizona for sure. Anyway, good to hear you, John, and glad all is well, and got you down for Charlie and Alpha. So let's go ahead and move on. Break with you. Let's go to another Western station there out in New Mexico, W5ABI. Joe, good morning. WB5DRI. W5ABI, Joe, you're up. Are you copying me? WB5DRI.
Down the noise.
You're covered up with QRM half the time, so it makes a goal. The temperature here is about 91, supposed to go up to 99. Finally, no winds up, and we're supposed to get high rates this afternoon. Minus the and for the bonus question on the we'll be here to the bottom, and I hope to get to the
Okay, Joe. Very good. W5ABI, WB5DRI. Well, I got your answers there, Charlie and Alpha, and I'm copying you on the SDRs this morning, but not so much on the radio just yet. We don't have the opening to Las Cruces on the radio yet. Anyway, good to hear you, Joe. Break with you. Let's go to my neighbor to the east here over in Belleville, Texas. W4PUO. Lee, good morning again, sir. You're up. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, W4PUO in Belleville, Texas. Good morning, Brian. I hope you're having as nice a day as we are here, just a little bit east of you. It's comfortable, and the sun is shining, and there's not much else going on this morning. Anyhow, it's good to hear everybody. Conditions are pretty good. Nice to be able to hear my neighbor. I think your question is a little bit, I'm not familiar, but I think some of the names sound familiar. So I think I'm going to have to go with the Pegasus to Charlie and Magellan Alpha, just because I know those names a little bit, and I'm not sure what the other airplanes are ready to do in that vein. So thanks for doing the net, Brian. It's good to hear your voice this morning. I'll be standing by. W4PUO is back to net.
Okay, Lee. W4PUO, WB5DRI. Well, you're sounding good here in San Antonio. Lee, I'm copying you very, very well on the SDRs. I think we're just a little too close, of course, for the radio here on 20 meters. But good to hear you. Got your answers there as Charlie and Alpha. And let's go ahead and move on. Break with you. Let's go to our another one of our net control stations and our YouTube live stream guy, K4YDB, out in Cartersville, Georgia. And Charlie, hope you had a good 4th, and I see that your family has all left you there, and so you're all by yourself. Hope you're having a good weekend there. You're up, sir, and thanks for the help this morning. K4YDB, WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. Well, good morning, Brian, again, and morning to all the flyers out there and visitors. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Right now, it is already 87 degrees here. Supposed to get up in the mid 90s again today, but 72% humidity right now. But yesterday we had the same thing, but we had thunderstorms roll through here yesterday afternoon. It really cooled things down very, very nicely for us. It's a little bit on the humid side, but we didn't drop down into the 70s. Very, very pleasant outside. Right now, as far as the question goes, well, I'm just gonna go with Charlie and Alpha. I'm just gonna follow the lemmings and see what happens there. I really have no idea. But I'll turn it back to you, Brian. WB5DRI, K4YDB. I'm back to you now.
Okay, Charlie, very good. K4YDB, WB5DRI. Well, you're sounding good. Still solid S9 plus here in San Antonio, Charlie, as per usual. And got your answers there as Charlie and Alpha. So let's go ahead and move on. Break with you. Let's go to Sparks, Nevada, to our station out there, KF7 GJO. Carl, good morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Good morning, Brian and the group. This is KF7 GJO out here, where you go out flying. I think we're headed for 106 today, 107 tomorrow. It's no longer the frozen tundra out here on northwest Nevada. Aye, aye. Okay, yeah. My question is interesting, and when I read it the very first time, I'm going to break with some of the tradition here. When I saw answer A, the B-52, I seemed to go way back in the gray matter, and that answer rang out as the right answer. So I'm going with A, B-52 Stratofortress, and it seems to me that they made a big deal about the circumnavigation because they went the wrong direction with regard to the direction of the Earth. In making the flight, you actually had to fly further to reach your point of departure because of the direction the Earth was turning. And I'm going with A for the extra credit because of Magellan's voyage around the world, but back in the 15 or 1600s, I don't remember which now, but I'm going with A and A, so we'll see if I do good or bad today, and I'll be with you to the end, buddy. So back to you. WB5DRI, KF7, GJO.
Okay, Carl, very good. KF7 GJO, WB5DRI. Well, it sure is good to hear you this morning, Carl. I'm hearing you both on the electric radio and also on the SDRs very well. So very good, and got your answers there as Alpha and Alpha. And sorry about your really warm temperatures there, but you're fortunate that you have the lower humidity as well. But that heat is, you have to be careful in it for sure. But anyway, good to hear you, Carl, and thanks for joining us this morning. Break with you. Let's go up to Washington State to one of our members up there, Kilo 8 Alpha Foxtrot. Great call sign. You're up, Russ. Good morning. WB5DRI.
Hey, Brian, WB5DRI from K8AF. You guys got a good signal today. hearing almost everybody on just on the normal radio, so that's good. Good trivia question. I was originally thinking the B-52, but I don't think anybody in their right mind wants to sit in that thing for that amount of time. So I'm thinking something more comfortable. So I'm going to go with Charlie and Alpha. So that's going to be my guess. I have no idea, but everyone else seems to be thinking about the same line. It's 75 degrees in central Washington. Beautiful sunny day. It's going to get up close to 100 today. So we have not had hot weather for all summer, so we're finally starting to get it. But fortunately, it's pretty dry here, so it's not too bad. But that's all I got. I'm going to say 73 to everybody. I'm not going to be around for the final round, but I want to say 73. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July, and hopefully we'll be with you guys next week. WB5DRI 7K80.
Okay, Russ, very good. K8AF, WB5DRI. I'm losing my voice. Sorry about that, guys. You're a good S9 with me this morning, Russ. Good signal from Washington there. Good to hear you. And got your answers there as Charlie and Alpha. And 73 to you, sir. Have a great weekend there, what's left of it there. Actually, there's quite a bit left. Maybe you can work all of the 13 colonies there. They're still around, and I think they'll be around for a few more days. Anyway, 73s, Russ. Always good talking with you. Break with you. Let's go out to Colorado to Rich. Whiskey Zero Romeo Charlie Hotel, and I think you're one of our members out there, Rich, aren't you? And good morning again. WB5DRI, you're up, sir. W0RCH, Rich, are you still with us? WB5DRI. Well, let's go ahead and move on. I don't hear Rich here on the frequency, so we'll come back to him. Let's try Justin out in Utah there. And if he doesn't come in, can somebody bring him in? I may need a relay on him. He was really light with me when he first came on there. Okay, good morning, Justin, you're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Whiskey Bravo 9, Charlie Pierre Papa. You said your answers with Charlie Alpha, is that right? Yeah, you're about 5 and 4 here on the Washington remote I'm running. You said if you can hear me, Net Control, his answers were Charlie and Alpha. Charlie and Alpha for KB7 LAK, I believe. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the relay there. I think it was WB9CSP that provided the relay, Rich, there. And Charlie and Alpha are your answers there, Justin, so very good. I did hear you give your answers, but that's most of what I heard of your transmission there. You're really light with me this morning. I'm not sure why the signals are down so much to Utah there, but that's propagation for you. But good to hear you, Justin. So we'll come back to you on the 73 round if you're still around. Break with KB7LAK. Let's try another one of our Arizona stations. It looks like we have a visitor out there, Charles, in Tucson. November 7, Oscar Mike India. Charles, you're up for our net. What do you have for our net this morning? WB5DRI. Okay, Charles. Well, I'm copying you well on the electric radio this morning, so good to hear you. And hope it doesn't get too hot for you there in Arizona, where you are in Tucson. And I got your answers there as alpha and alpha, so we'll see how that comes out. But good to have you with us this morning. Break with N7OMI. Let's go to the relay station that helped me out earlier. Whiskey Bravo 9, Charlie Sierra Papa. Good morning, Rich. Where are you located there? WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB9CSP. Well, I'm in Paris, Texas, so I'm another Texas station, but I'm using a HF remote out of Spokane Valley, Washington, and I'm blasting about 500 watts at you with an X-beam. So, yeah, I figured I might have a chance of getting down there this morning. Whew, it's already 82 degrees here, and it feels like it up here in eastern Texas. I think I'm going to also go with the crowd here and say Charlie and Alpha. And, yeah, I did want to ask, how far is Paris, Texas from you, and have you ever been here? Back to you.
Okay, Rich, well, very good there in Paris, Texas. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but I guess it's over there close to Houston somewhere, but I'll have to look that up and check that out. But very good to hear you this morning, Rich, and you're about an S9 with me here in San Antonio. Good signal. So we've got a pass, and got your answers there as Charlie and Alpha, and sure appreciate your help on the relay this morning. So break with WB9CSP. Let's try another visitor this morning. We've got N5 Echo India Alpha, November 5 Echo India Alpha, Dale out in Tennessee. Good morning, Dale. You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Anybody hear Dale there? Well, he may just be listening. We'll come back to him.
Way down in the noise over here. I can just barely copy him.
Is somebody copying him?
I got him, but he is way down in the noise on my end, WB9CSP.
Okay. Really weak. You're really weak, Dale, but thanks for joining us this morning, and we'll try to get you in there on the 73 round. Maybe the conditions will have improved by that time. Break with N5 EIA. Let's try another one of our visitors, Kilo Charlie 2, Lima X-Ray Delta, which would be Rodney out in South Carolina. Good morning, Rodney. What do you have for our net? WB5DRI. Is he talking?
He's talking, Brian.
I'll need a relay.
Brian, this W5OG, he turned it back and said, you're 5 and 4.
Barely pulled out Charlie Alpha, but that's it. I couldn't hear any more of his transmission. WB9CSP, back at you.
Okay, guys, thanks for the relay, and good to have you with us there, Dale. Rodney in South Carolina. Thanks for joining us, and we got your answers there as Charlie and Alpha, so very good. and we'll try you again on the 73 round, and maybe I'll be hearing you a little bit better then. But some stations we're hearing you, so very good. Good to have you with us. Break with KC2LXD. We're back to Hart Ranch in South Dakota. Dale, W5OG, good morning to you and Carolyn. Love to you guys. You're up, sir. And thanks for the help this morning. WB5DRI.
Yeah, okay, Brian, mighty fine. Well, good morning to all the flyers, W5OG. Here, yeah, we're in Hart Ranch still, and beautiful in the morning. It's about 60 degrees again this morning. We played golf yesterday for the first time in a long time. Did pretty good. I surprised myself. And it was just absolutely a lovely day, you know, high about 75 degrees. And it's just delightful out there compared to what it would be at home trying to play golf. And we were out there pretty much in the afternoon, so it would have been very warm. Although, I don't know, you had a cold snap down there, so that's good, I guess. Let's see, I wanted to comment. I heard that KC2, no, I'm sorry. It's WB9 Charlie Sierra Papa. I believe that's Richard in Paris. I was hearing him locally, I believe. I was just curious. Let me, if you don't mind, Brian, let me take a quick standby. WB9 CSP, are you copying me this morning, W5OG?
Yeah, WB9CSP, you're a little on the light side, and I still can't hear your audio. How do you copy me back, WB9CSP?
Yeah, I don't understand it. You're a 5 and 7 on the local receiver, and you're way too close to me. The station is located in Mineola, which is, south of you there, almost due south, actually. We're south of Sulphur Springs, and you're north of Sulphur Springs, about an hour drive from my home there. We go through Paris often when we go up toward Tulsa. My son lives in Tulsa, so anyway, that's enough for me, Brian. And the radio is very noisy at home. I've got that terrible noise level. Can't hear hardly anybody. And it's just a very frustrating experience. I'm going to have to do something about that with my power company. This is a relatively new thing, but it almost wipes out my receiver at home. Let's see. The answer to your question, I was late getting in. I had trouble with the internet for some reason, and of course I suddenly lost the internet almost at the end of the net when I was running it on Thursday. And I do apologize for that, just leaving everybody in a lurch. But I think Bob, K4YDB, stepped in. I appreciate that, Bob, and you picked it up and ended the net for me there. Let's see, the answer to your question, I did see the article, Brian, and so I'm going to abstain from answering. I wanted to use that. I saw the article, read it, I think, yesterday or day before. And I was going to use it for a question. But anyway, good question. You're late. Well, no, you got plenty of time. We'll probably have a 73 round. I'll be around for a while here, Brian. So back to that. Thanks, Brian. WB5DRI, W5OG.
Okay, Dale. W5OG, WB5DRI. Well, very good on all that, Dale, of course. And that golf in 75-degree weather sure sounds great. Anything in 75 degrees sounds lovely to me. Outside. That's wonderful. Anyway, good to hear you guys this morning, and thanks as always for all the help and for your big signal out there. Break with W5OG. I want to recognize some stations that were receive only. KS5KY, Chris, and he has the questions as Charlie and Alpha for the answers, and he's driving back, I think, to Kentucky. from his vacation there in Florida, I believe. So drive safe there, Chris, and very good to have you riding along with us this morning. Break with you. Also want to recognize a couple of stations that were on the net logger earlier. Victor Echo 7, Romeo Echo November, Brent up in British Columbia. Good to have you listening to our net this morning. And also November 5, Charlie Mike Hotel, which would be Chris up in Oklahoma. So thanks, guys, for joining our net and listening in on the goings-on here. So very good. That is the bottom of the list as I have it. Let's see. I should go ahead and give the answers, I guess, at this point. Many of you got the answers correct. You zeroed in on the answers very quickly there. But the first question had to do with not the first, but what Air Force aircraft this week completed its first westbound circumnavigation of the world. And the answer was, in fact, the Boeing KC-46A Pegasus tanker. The answer was Charlie, and many of you got that correct. So very good. And the second question had to do with what the Air Force called this mission. They actually called it Project Magellan. But I thought this was an interesting news item. The KC-46A was from the 22nd Air Refueling Wing at McConnell Air Force Base in Kansas, and it took off on the 1st of July and executed the world's first non-stop KC-46A Pegasus westbound circumnavigation endurance flight, and it was, of course, called Project Magellan, which many of you got as well, which kind of makes sense, the name anyway. The operation was completed with help from refueling aircraft that took off from Anderson Air Force Base in Guam and RAF Mildenhall in the UK. The crews consisted of 4 pilots, 2 boom operators, 1 flight surgeon, and 2 flying crew chiefs. The plane took off from McConnell and traveled west over the Pacific, of course, Asia, Europe, and the Atlantic Ocean before returning to the U.S. and in 43 hours, I think it takes about 43 to 45 hours, as Mike was mentioning, 45 hours. I think it says they returned to the U.S. in 43 hours. I don't know if that's just hitting the coast or actually landing at McConnell again. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, that's how long it took them, about 43 to 45 hours, I think. Anyway, the aircraft stayed in the air throughout the flight, of course. It was aided by air refueling from other KC-46 aircraft. It also refueled other planes en route, including B-2 Spirit bombers, C-17 Globemaster III airlifters, F-15E Strike Eagles, and another KC-46 tanker. So this was a legitimate mission for the particular Pegasus tanker that made this flight. Kind of interesting. And as far as the project names are concerned, Magellan, of course, was Ferdinand Magellan, as we all remember from history, was a Portuguese navigator who attempted to circumnavigate the globe from August of 1519 to 8 September of 1522. And it's kind of interesting historical-wise. Magellan actually received most of the credit for the circumnavigation, but he actually passed away before completing the trip. A member of his expedition, the Spanish Basque navigator Juan Sebastian Elcone, actually completed the trip. And Endeavor was the name of Captain Cook's ship. Of course, the famous South Pacific Explorer that we're all familiar with that went to Hawaii and other places in the Pacific and in the northeast of the U.S., I guess, up by Alaska. And the Golden Hind project name I made up, that was actually Sir Francis Drake's ship in which he circumnavigated the globe from 15 December 1577 to 25 September 1580. And the other name, Sunrise Sunset, I made up. I thought that was a cool name for westbound circumnavigation. So anyway, hope everybody enjoyed the question this morning. Thanks for playing along with us, and it's been fun. Let's go back for a quick 73 round and see if we can get all these folks in that we missed the first time. Break, Bob, K1BOB, can you bring in Don if he's still there? Kilo K0ZNC, Don, you're up. WB5DRI.
K1BOB, I can't establish reliable communications. I'm not sure if he's tied up. He's still showing on echo, but why don't you push on, Brian? K1BOB.
Okay, we can wait on him if he's otherwise occupied there. Let's go ahead and go with let's try WB2JJO Ray. Congratulations! I think you were the first one with the 100% correct answers, I believe. You're up, Ray. WB5DRI. Okay, Ray, very good. And I must have looked at the wrong line there, but you were very close. You got the first one correct. That's the most important one anyway there, Ray. So 73 is to you. Break with WB2JJO. Let's go to John out in Hamul with the first totally correct, both questions correct answers there. WA6LJS, John, you're up. WB5DRI.
Okay, thank you, Brian. WB5DRI. This is WA6LJS. Boy, the band is going south on me here. You went from 10 to 15 over down to about an S6 right now, Brian. But you're still coming in strong on a couple SDRs. And it's going to be a warm one. It's already up to 70 degrees here. And if it's this early in the morning, only about 9 o'clock, it's that warm. That means when we get around 1 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to be in the 90s. Anyway, good net. Thanks for running, Brian. I'll be over to Echolink for a minute or two after the net. WB5DRI, WA6LJS.
Okay, real fine, John. WA6LJS, WB5DRI. We'll talk to you some more on Echolink there, John. Good to have you with us this morning, and thanks again for your help this morning. Break with WA6LJS. Let's try my neighbor to the north there again. W5PIX, Cliff. You're up for the 73 round, Cliff. WB5DRI.
Well, thank you again there, Brian. WB5DRI, W5PX. Yeah, the sounds are starting to get a little wobbly there between us. But anyways, interesting answer, and I didn't think of Magellan, but
Yeah, I was really torn between that and the C-17, but I didn't, around the world flight, yeah, it would be a tanker, but anyways, the C-17 would have been, call it the Globemaster too. So anyways, everybody have a good day. Catch you over on Echo Link for a little bit, and good morning to Dale up there in Hart Ranch and everybody else. And Bob, yeah, enjoy them grandkids a little bit longer up there at the hot water pool. And I used to run up 95 there, and I could see steam coming out of the waters there in the river. So there are a lot of hot springs around that area. Anyways, everybody have a very good day, and we should be here tomorrow for Jack's Net, but during the week, we'll just have to catch y'all on Echo Link. We're still not going to put a radio in the new truck here, because like I said, don't know how long we're going to have it, but looks like our weather's going to be good going down to Corpus Christi this weekend. This week. Anyways, back to you, Brian, WB5DRI, W5PIX, 730, everyone. Catch you on Echo Link.
Okay, very fine, Cliff. Well, good to hear you this morning. W5PIX, WB5DRI. 73 is to you, sir. Maybe we'll talk to you some more on Echo Link there, for sure. Break with you. Let's go to our net logger this morning, N5BE. Lee, you're up for the 73 round, and you also got the answers 100% correct there. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI and 5BE. Well, I copied off John's paper, so I put myself behind John because I knew he'd get it right. I enjoyed this today. It was much more relaxed. So, again, thanks for everyone's help and patience. As partial atonement for putting out what has been described as difficult questions, I'd like to throw a softball out there. So, or at least I think it's a softball. It encompasses World War II, aviation, aircraft, and history. And I offer that up to any net controls that is searching for a question. I'm laughing as I'm saying this. All right. Brian, enjoyed the net. Well done and under difficult conditions. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, I think. WB5DRI, N5BE.
Okay, Lee. N5BE, WB5DRI. Well, 73 is to you, sir. Have a great day up there in Arlington. Hope it doesn't get too hot for you guys. And we'll talk to you the next time. Break with N5BE. Let's go to our commander again. Also with correct answers. K4YDB, you're up, Bob, for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
K4YDB, I think I got Tom established with Don. I'll bring him in. I'll take my turn after that. So, Don, go ahead. You're up, Don.
I know. He's stopping me now. On this thing, I don't know what the problem was. My internet working fine today for a change. Anyway, good question. Well done. And appreciate both you guys getting me in on the HF side of the net here. We'll get back to you, Brian. Have a good rest of the weekend, everybody. And we'll see you on, let's see, Monday. I'll be in church tomorrow at this time. 73, so back to you, Brian. WB5DRI, the K4YDB, and K0ZFA 73.
K4YDB, I'll take my turn. Thanks, Don. And that came out good, I think. Let's see. A very good question. I love the old navigation stuff. I'm a navigator. And if you haven't read Captain Cook's Circumnavigations, he spent most of his life on the sea. He was very good at it. But that's very interesting history and bio of Captain Cook. You need to read it and how far south he got and how far north he got. He virtually explored the whole world.
and eventually got killed in Hawaii, going back to Hawaii a second time, where they didn't receive them too well after they took a lot of stuff. Took off to sea, the boat broke, and they had to go back and get more wood to fix the ship. And the natives weren't happy when they met them on the beach. They had a dust up, killed them. K4YDB, back to you. Good net, Brian. I enjoyed that question a lot.
Okay, Bob, very fine. K4YDB, WB5DRI. Well, thanks for bringing in Don there, and Don, 73 is to you. That would be K0ZNC. Have a great weekend. What's left of it there, Don and Bob? And thanks for all the help this morning, Bob. And yeah, that history of all those sea explorers is very interesting. I was reading a little bit when I was checking out these project names, and it's actually very interesting about Sir Francis Drake. He actually made quite a expedition of his own, going around the world. He brought back a lot of treasure for the Queen of England. Just a tremendous amount of money that he made for England and for the Queen and for himself, I guess. But it was kind of a plundering type of circumnavigation, I think, for Sir Francis Drake. Anyway, all interesting stuff to me, but history is fascinating to read back on that stuff. Anyway, break with you, Bob. Let's go to Chief Mike again, and also with correct answers. WW5ENZ. Good morning again, Mike. Thanks for your help. WB5DRI. Okay, Mike, 73 is to you. Break with you. Let's go to John again. W7AJN. John, you're up for the 73 round. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, W7AJN. Good net, Brian. You did a great job as usual. And Leon, wonderful job. Everything worked out just fine. So you're getting the hang of it, and the next time you do it, then you'll be a professional. So anyway, good net. Enjoyed the question. So everybody make it a wonderful day. You're in charge of it. This is W7EJN 17. All the flyers out there.
Okay, John, 73 is to you. Have a great day there in Peoria. Break with W7AJN. Let's go to another station that got the questions also correct, as John did as well. Joe in Las Cruces, W5ABI. Joe, you're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
WB5DRI is a flyer, W5ABI. Yeah, good net. Sorry conditions were so poor here, but we got that right now we got to do live on the broadcast now. Anyhow, thanks for running the net, and thanks, Leon, for running anyhow, 73 is all the flyers. WB5DRI, W5ABI.
Okay, very fine. Joe, 73 is to you. Have a good day there in Las Cruces, and a good weekend. Break with W5ABI. Let's go back to Lee out in Belleville, Texas. W4PUO, also with the correct answers. Lee, you're up. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, W4PUO. Thanks to all the lemmings. Otherwise, I'd be in the other category, Brian. I think one comment I'll make is that I was fortunate to be in an airplane where I could say that I arrived before I left. and I ferried one of those fast airplanes all the way back from Okinawa to California one time, and that was quite a thrill. Anyhow, 73s to all the flyers, and we'll catch you next time. W4PUO, back to you, Brian.
Okay, Lee, thanks for that. W4PUO, WB5DRI. That must have been thrill of a lifetime for sure. They're flying that very, very fast, fine airplane there, Lee. I envy you having done that. That's tremendous. Anyway, 73s to you, Lee. Have a good day there in Belleville. And hopefully you guys will get a little bit of rain, but not too much out of this storm that's coming. Break with W4PUO. Let's go back to our live stream guy, K4YDB. Thanks for all the help with your great live stream there, Charlie. And you got the questions correct, the answers correct as well. You're up, sir. K4YDB, WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. Well, Brian, it was a great net today. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the question. I had fun with the stream. It was a little quiet out there, but we had Bob out there and John all over here in the chat, so we're able to see each other. It's kind of cool. Anyway, 73s, everybody. Everybody have a great day. I'm gonna stop off on Echoing for at least a round, but I got there's one thing about having guests is you got to clean up after they leave. Anyway, 73s, everybody. It's K4YDB back to net.
Okay, Charlie, 73s to you. Break with K4YDB. Let's go to Carl, KF7GJO out in Sparks, Nevada. Carl, you're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
Had 100% instead of only 50%. No kidding, all kidding aside, I'll work up some more questions here and shoot them up to distribute. It's funny, it's one of those things to try and make them not easy, but not hard, and make them fun and educational at the same time. I just have to have the right frame of mind to do it. Anyway, y'all have a fantastic weekend. Stay inside, stay cool, and we'll try this again tomorrow. Back to you, Brian. WB5DRI, KF7GJO.
Okay, Carl, very good. KF7GJO, WB5DRI. Well, 73s, Carl, and have a great weekend. And we'll talk to you the next time. Always good to hear you out there in Sparks. Break with you. I know that Russ, K8AF, has given his 73, so we'll skip over him. And let's go and try Rich again out in Colorado. W0RCH. Rich, if you're still in there, you're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI. Well, I'm not hearing Rich, and I was hearing him pretty well when he checked in. So we'll give him a 73, and let's try Justin again, KB7LAK, with the correct answers. Justin, if you're still with us, you're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
KB7LAK, WB9CST, return at the 73 round, over. I think we lost him there, net control, back to you.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that, Rich. We'll say 73s to KB7LAK if you're still listening, Justin, but I think you had to move on there. So have a great day. Let's go to, let's see, it's back to you, actually, Rich, because I think Charles in 7OMI checked out on Net Logger, so we'll give him a 73. And Rich, you're up for the 73 round, and with the correct answers also. WB9CSP, and thanks for the relays help this morning. WB5BRI.
Yeah, WB9CSP. Yeah, I don't mind helping. I like the fact that HF is kind of like, a big relay station. You talk as far as you can go, and if someone's too close to you, well, maybe someone else will hear them and you can't. So, yeah, I'm also on the Echo Link, but I did want to ask, because I forgot, what time do you guys start the HF part of this net? I wrote it down somewhere, and I honestly forgot where I put it. Back to you.
Okay, Rich. Yeah, we always start up on this frequency every day at 1000 Central Time, which is, of course, 1500 Z this time of the year. But that's when we start up the net here. We also have a net on Tuesday night on 7210 that starts up at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Central Time, and that is hosted by our net control webmaster, KF5HCD, Kilo Foxtrot 5 Hotel Charlie Delta. You're welcome to join us on that net as well. Rich, if you have a chance, there on Tuesday nights. That one is only on Tuesday nights on 40 meters. That's the only time we break away from 20 meters here for a net. So 73 is to you, Rich, and thanks again for the help. Break with you. Let's try one more time. November 5, Echo India Alpha, which is, I believe, Dale in Tennessee. If you're still with us, Dale, you're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
In 5 EIA, WB9CSP, your chance to 73 round if you copy me in net control.
Okay, Rich, thank you. Yeah, I guess N5 EIA is having some problems or something there, but 73 is to you, Dale, if you're still listening. Break with you. We're back to my older brother up at Hart Ranch, actually. Good morning again, Dale, and always good to hear you out there. You're up, sir, for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
Yeah, okay, fine, Brian, good net, very interesting, relatively good conditions. I just wish I had a receiver. I can't hardly hear anything with all that line noise that I've got, but I did hear Rich from Paris there, my neighbor just to the north. Very unusual. I don't know what kind of conditions that would permit that. I know it's not ground wave. Way too far for that, and they must be reflecting off of something. I don't know what that would be. That's a mystery. But anyway, 7-3, everybody, and we'll see you over on Echo Link just for a few minutes there, Brian. And love to Susie there and the family. 7-3 all, see you on Echo Link. W5OG, back to net.
Okay, Dale. Well, thanks for all your help this morning, Dale. And sorry about your high noise level there at home. I hope your power company gets that transformer fixed there. I know those things can really be bothersome sometimes. I hear them when I'm driving around San Antonio listening to the AM radio, and boy, some of those things just really radiate a tremendous amount of noise all the time. And I guess in some places, the power companies probably just doesn't worry about it, but if they have it close to an amateur radio station, then they're kind of obligated to do that, to fix it. But anyway, good to hear you, Dale, and love to you guys, and we'll talk to you some more on Echo Link, and envy you in that nice weather there at Rapid City there. So 73s for now. We'll talk to you some more on Echo Link. Break with W5OG. I think all the other stations that I have here are already checked out. I want to recognize KS5KY who's riding along with us again. Drive safe there, Chris, and have a good trip going back home to Bowling Green there. 73s to you, sir. Break. Let's go to finally down to my neighbor to the north, James in Belton, Texas. KG5PTE. How is your fourth there, James? You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI in the group, KG5PT. Let me apologize for getting in late. We just got back, Willie and I got back from Conference Cove, our club meeting, so I did not get to participate in the question of the day. However, everything seems to be working here on the flex now that I'm running it with the right power. Hopefully you're hearing me okay through the SDR. We have great 4th of July. Good hamburgers and hot dogs. Couldn't have been better. Other than that, that's all I got for net. I'll catch you guys on Echo Link. Have a good day. Brian, Brian, I'll be there. Willie and I will probably be coming to the right San Antonio Fiesta on Saturday the 20th, so you'll get to meet Willie in person. Back to net, KG5PT.
Okay, very fine, James, KG5PTE. Good to hear you this morning, James. Hearing you well on the SDRs, of course, and glad you and Willie had a good time there, and glad you were able to check in with us here this morning, and maybe we'll talk to you some more on Echo Link, and glad you guys had a great 4th there. Break with KG5PTE. That is the bottom of the list as I have it. Did I miss any stations, or do we have any last-minute stations that would like to check in to the Air Force's Flyers Club net before we shut this down and move over to our Echo Link node, conference node called AFFC, that all stations are welcome to join us there on. This is WB5DRI. Please call now. Well, I hear somebody way down in the mud for me. Can somebody relay that station?
Yeah, it's Sonny, King Henry 6 Charlie Bravo.
Oh, Sonny. I should be able to hear him. King Henry 6 Charlie Bravo. Sonny, good morning. Aloha. Mahalo for checking in with us. You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Okay, Sonny, 73s to you, and thanks for joining us there from Oahu. Always good to hear you in there, Sonny. Have a great day, and hope you had a great 4th, and have a great weekend there in paradise. King Henry 6 Charlie Bravo, 73s, WB5DRI. Aloha, Sonny.
LJS. Yeah, conditions are interesting because, let me see, did Brian shut the net down? Yeah, you're the same. Beautiful signal, and my beam is pointed to east. So you're off the edge of the beam. Over. Okay, that explains it then. Yeah, very good. Well, if I swung the beam around, I imagine you'd be 20 or 30 over because you're really coming in nice here. We're having, I guess you always have warm weather out there, but we're having heat wave out here. Okay, aloha. Sonny, great to hear you. 73's WA6LJS QSY to Echo Lake.
Okay, this is WB5DRI. Didn't want to interfere with your contact here with Sonny there, John, but I see that there's another station on NetLogger. Let me see if he might be in there and want to join us here before I shut this down. Kilo Bravo 5, Lima, India, Oscar, Brad in Alabama, KB5LIO. If you're out there, you're up for the 73 round on the Flyers Club net here. Go ahead, WB5DRI. Well, I'm not hearing Brad, so let me go ahead and shut this thing down and switch over to Echo Link there. 73s, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the net this morning. Thanks for all the participants and the relays and all the help with NetLogger and live stream on YouTube and everything else there. 73s to all the Flyers and to the net. This is WB5DRI. God bless our troops and God bless the USA. WB5DRI, clear and relinquishing the frequency.